Hello, Hairdojo community. Today I'm joined by Angelina Stranieri. She's the owner of Le Chandelier Salon and Boutique. It's located in the Roxborough section of Philadelphia. So thank you, Angel, for being with us today. I appreciate it.
Hi, you're welcome. Thank you for
Great.
having me.
Absolutely. So we'll get right down to it. I'll pull up my questions as my screen times out. So my first question for you is, was it always your dream to own a salon?
Surprisingly, no, it wasn't. It wasn't actually something, it was something I had thought about, but it wasn't something that I actually thought would manifest as quickly as it did and so early on in my career. So no, but I'm glad that it worked out. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, but no, I really would have been happy being a hairstylist, or so I thought. But
Oh, and
now,
that's also something else I should mention too, that you are full-time behind the chair. So
yes,
you're
yes.
speaking to both salon owners and stylists. So that's awesome. And where did you go to beauty school?
So I started at Jean Madeline in off of South Street, and then I actually transferred to Empire in Exton just for like logistical reasons and stuff like that. So I had a little bit of both.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what was your first job?
My first job was at a salon in Chestnut Hill, and I was a shampoo assistant on my days off that I was not in school. So it was like 2 days a week, and I was a shampoo assistant.
That's something that I wish I would have done when I was in beauty school. I wish I would have, instead of just doing the full time, you know, at beauty school, really got behind the chair and assisting a stylist, because I think that it would have probably given me a leg up when I was, in the salon.
It definitely is. I mean, any field experience I think is good experience. It was exhausting because I didn't have one day off, but you get to learn the real life end of doing hair versus the technical end that they teach you at school. So it was a good experience. It was.
And did you go after the position yourself, or is this something that the school gave you opportunity to find out?
I did go after it myself. I was waitressing, and so I was going to school every day, and then I was waitressing till like 2 o'clock in the morning at night. It was just too much. And if I was going to be working and exhausted, I wanted to be like in the field I was going to school for. So I found it through a friend.
Okay. And you're from the area, so it's kind of an easy way to, you knew all the salons and where to go to.
Yes.
And does anything specifically stand out about that first job?
Well, one, it was super intimidating. It was very intimidating because it's like you're the fresh meat and you're working with all of these people who are so seasoned, and it was scary. So it's like I knew nothing. And even what they teach you in hair school, it is not what you really apply to like your real life career. So it was intimidating. There's always like one story that sticks out, and I tell everyone on earth this story. Like all of my new assistants, I tell them. So when I was shampooing one time, now I was really new, I got a drop of water probably like this big on the client's back, and she jumped up out of the chair, started ripping her clothes off in the middle of the salon, screaming that she had a water phobia and that she couldn't have anyone, and that it made no sense. And I thought I was going to get fired. It was terrifying. But that's the only memory that really sticks out about that job, because I thought that was the day I was going to get fired from my first salon.
Oh my goodness.
I did.
But you learned that, take care of that hose or whatever the thing for washing their hair. It's intimidating when you're washing people's hair.
I often wondered how that woman showered, because like if you have a water phobia, how does this make any sense?
Right. She uses probably a lot of dry shampoo now.
Learn that you learn from errors. You learn from your mistakes, for sure.
That's true. Absolutely. So we'll segue right into your first job behind the chair. Was it relatively a straightforward jump behind the chair after beauty school?
Not really. I mean, yes and no, but like it was difficult because again, even when you jump into it, it's still like you don't know anything. You really don't. It's like you think you know how to color, you think you know how to do this. It's like you just know the bare bones. It's a huge learning experience. So I wouldn't say it's ever straightforward for anyone. But as long as you kind of go after what you want, you can make anything straightforward. You just have to learn. You have to learn along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then going from stylist to being an owner, what inspired you to make that next step in your journey? Because I know your goal was probably at this point.
My goal at that point in time was still to build my book. If I if I had dreamed to open a salon, it would have been once I became a well-established stylist. And at the time, I really wasn't that established. So the opportunity kind of just appeared, and it was either take it and run with it or don't take it and maybe miss this great opportunity. So I just took it. I'm just one of those people. It's like, all right, well, it's either I'm going to stay the same or I'm going to grow. So I took the opportunity.
And I think also having your family being in the business, I think that helps too. The entrepreneurial bug is definitely there.
Definitely. Well, that was the first person I called. I called my dad and, what do you think about this? And he was like, yeah, why not? I'm like, I have like 50 cents in my bank account. What do you mean? Yeah. So we figured it out. We did it on a really like low budget and we just started from scratch. So yeah.
That's amazing. So when was the salon open? When did you officially open the salon?
We opened July of 2012.
Okay.
Like 4th of July weekend.
Oh, 4th of July weekend, you said?
Yeah. It was July 3rd. July 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at that time, how many stylists did you have?
One.
Just one.
Just me and one other stylist, yeah.
Oh, wow. And then how many did you have? What's that?
It was very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
And then, and a lot of people don't realize that you actually moved next door to the salon that you were at now, that you're officially in and you've renovated. And how many stylists do you have now working for you?
There's 7 of us now. Oh, no, I lied. There's 6 of us, including myself. And then we have an assistant.
Okay.
So there is 7 of us, yeah.
So 7 total chairs. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good number.
And how would you describe the overall culture and vibe and the ambiance of your salon?
My goal for when I opened the salon was to give clients in our area of the city an upscale feel without having to pay through the nose. So we're very close to like Main Street in Manayunk, and that's our competition. But people from here, they don't want to go down there. People don't want to pay this price if they want to get that experience. So my goal was to have a very welcoming area for people to come into that doesn't necessarily feel like a hair salon. Our salon is not designed like a hair salon. It's supposed to make people feel like come in, relax, and be pampered. That was my goal. And
you definitely hit the mark on that one because it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
That would be something that I would actually want my house to look like. It's that gorgeous.
Thank you.
Absolutely. What hair services do you offer in your salon, and what do you specialize in?
So we offer pretty much all color services, extensions. We're really big on bridal. We do a ton of weddings. I would say our specialty right now, balayage is booming, but I'm not going to brag, but we're strong with the balayage and we really love doing it. I'd say that's like our biggest specialty right now. And then weddings. Weddings. We just really like to do them.
Are you booked like every weekend, or how do clients come in?
We've had about 1 weekend wedding free over the last few months. We have 2 weddings this weekend. We're a busy bridal salon. We are.
And does every stylist come with you, or do you just have a bridal team?
Every stylist is trained to do updos. Not everyone does makeup, and it really just depends on the size and location. So back in September, we had 3 weddings in 3 different locations in one day. So we just divvied it up. We figured out what each bridal party needed and who would be the best qualified to cater to each party. And we just broke up and did our thing. So sometimes it's every man on and sometimes it's 2 people. It really just depends.
Yeah. That's awesome. What kind of employee perks do you offer?
So we offer, I do offer my stylist a 401k plan if they decide to take it. We do offer supplemental insurance, and I'd say there's a lot of perks, personal perks. So I am, a mom and a business owner, and life is busy. So I'm very understanding to people your families come first. And all of my stylists know that. And it's like, I don't him and haw about days off. As long as my employees come to work and when they're there, they work, we have an understanding that I'm here for you. You're here for me. And I think that's the biggest benefit that a lot of people won't get working somewhere else. So it's definitely a very, there's a family feel to my business. Yeah.
And I think that's important, especially when you spend a lot of your time away from your family.
Yeah.
When you're working, you want to feel like whoever you're working with supports that and supports your efforts. So that's great.
True. It's so true. Especially, it's hard being a working woman and a mom. It's very hard. So I think that I know I lost a lot of time that I wish that I could get back. And I don't want other people to miss out on that.
Well, that's what makes you an awesome owner.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your typical client and how would you describe him or her?
So our clients vary really from like little to elderly. We have all different kind of clients. I'd say our main client right now is anywhere from 20 to 45 years old. Women, we're very heavily female-based clientele, and working women, moms. Our clients kind of mirror us, I feel like.
Agreed.
So, yeah, they're very much like us.
But you still offer, like, if a male client come in, you would still offer those services too. So, I mean, you run the full gamut of services.
Yes. There's 3 stylists that are very strong with men's cutting. Like, I don't cut men's hair at all, but there's three stylists in the salon that do have a male following. We're predominantly women.
Awesome. Makes sense. And these are the fun questions. What's your favorite retail product?
Oh my God. So, we're a Dove-esque concept salon, so anything Dove-esque that you put in front of me, I usually love. I'm obsessed though with their dry texture spray and their hair refresher because the longer I go without washing my hair and the more dry texture spray I put in, the better it gets. Mm-hmm. They're my 2 products I can't live without.
And that would be something that you would recommend to any client to sort of either have longevity of their color or, I mean, that's pretty much anything that you're sending home with the client every time they leave.
Yes. Yeah. Can't keep it on the shelves. It just flies off. Yeah.
Good for you, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What are the top 3 attributes that you look for when hiring an apprentice or a stylist?
So I used to think that it was so important to hire someone who was very experienced and had a following and this and that. But over the years, and as I've learned more, I think it's really important to hire people from the bottom and start with them fresh, and that people who are willing to learn. That's like my biggest, most important thing. If you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach you. A drive, like people with drive. Like I want people who are absolutely in love with what they do. Mm-hmm. Because if you're not in love with what you do,
and you can see it right away if you're not.
Yes.
Kind of like phoning it in. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like my biggest thing. If you love what you do and you're willing to learn, you can go really, really far.
Absolutely. Be humble, really.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What has been your biggest challenge so far as a salon owner?
Well, so
every day has its challenges. I understand that.
Yes. So I would say, honestly, this being our 6th year open has been probably the most well-oiled year since we've opened. I think the first few years were great, but they were difficult because I opened during a recession. I was very new to business. I don't have any business background. I opened a salon so blindly. But I've also learned so much. So I would say, there was like a year or 2 that were very difficult for me personally, and it trickled into how I was at work. So I would say that was my biggest challenge, and being able to manage my home life and my work life. But I figured it out, and I am busting at the seams with excitement
and you can tell.
My stay.
And every picture that I've seen so far, you could tell that there's love and just a passion behind what you're doing, and it's evident. I mean, even the makeup line that you carry, you could see you showcase it, and it's beautiful.
No, I do love what I do. I love what I do.
And it shows in every aspect. That's awesome. And this is the last question I have for you. What advice would you give someone starting out in the beauty industry?
Be willing to learn. Get out there and make mistakes, because if you don't make mistakes, you're never going to learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and promote yourself constantly. love what you do and promote yourself. We have social media that's like this huge free tool that we can constantly be using just to showcase ourselves. And it's like, make yourself a brand. I think that's the most important thing. Be willing to, go through the trenches because it takes a long time to become a successful stylist. And it's like, if you really want to do this and you really love it, then you have to stick it out for a couple years and you have to fight through. That's my biggest advice. And if you can get through that, you could be more successful than people who have a master's degree. Like it's such a misconception, you know? So that's my advice.
Well, that's fantastic advice.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you taking the time today because I know you're behind the chair today, you're opening up the salon, but taking the time to talk to those stylists that are thinking about taking the leap into being a salon owner or finding a new career or a new budding artist out of beauty school. I think this is valuable, very valuable advice.
Thank you. And we're also, if there's anyone watching that would maybe want to come check us out, I'm looking for an assistant for myself, if anyone's interested.
Would you be okay if I put that on Hairdojo? I'll put that on.
Absolutely. I set up my account and everything, and then I just haven't gotten to like post the actual listing yet. But yeah,
we'll take care of you. Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks again, and I'll definitely be talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Jamie.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.